Today, we're going to be rebuilding the Charlotte Hornets after they just traded away their franchise player, Lamelo Ball. Right after the draft, Shams did say that the Hornets were engaged in trade talks with Lamelo, and oh my gosh, what a quick turnaround. They traded him like 24 hours later, or less than that, and now Lamelo Ball is gone, and a new era is here in Charlotte. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 55% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you do fall in that 55%, want to change that, as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that'd be greatly appreciated. So before we dive deep into the trade, I did want to go ahead and tell you guys that my share scenario continues to get updated. I've had to make like another file and have like a makeshift share scenario because player options, 2K just makes it my job a little bit harder, I guess, is what I'm trying to say ultimately. So there's one up right now. It's not perfect by any means, but I have one behind the scenes I'm going to be working on that should be able to be updated by June 29th when all the player options have to be decided. I'm trying not to go past that point because obviously we don't really know what all the decisions will be, and then we'll eventually get it all together, but that's besides the point. So if you want to check it out, it is still getting updated. But other than that, let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets trading away Lamelo Ball. So obviously I've seen a lot of opinions about it, and I understand what a lot of people are saying. I'm under the opinion, I do understand it. I should probably move Naz Reid to center since he was going to play power forward in Minnesota, but that was very short, that was a very short time period there. But he's now going to be probably the starting center in Charlotte, obviously. But at the end of the day, when it comes to LaMelo Ball and the Hornets, I know obviously they just had such a good season, and that this was like a great time to like just continue to build with what they're doing. But ultimately, I can kind of understand where the Hornets are coming from. The fact of the matter is, LaMelo Ball probably isn't the number one player on a championship team, more than likely, and they wanted to sell him at his highest value. Now, you can make the debate, did they get enough? Did they really sell him high? I don't know. Some people think those pick swaps are kind of useless, so who knows? At the end of the day, I kind of understand it, but in a way, it definitely could backfire for sure. And of course, they re-signed Kobe White immediately after that because they saved a ton of money. But that's all my opinions aside. Let's talk about what this team is going to actually look like. Now, obviously, they also drafted Chris Anderson. We don't want to ignore that. And they also drafted Heinz Steinbach as well. So they definitely have a foundation built here. They have a ton of assets as well. So I assume that their plan is to ultimately, maybe make some kind of big trade eventually or something along the lines of that, or get lucky in the lottery using someone else's pick. But other than that, we're going to go straight to player progression because I think this roster, for the most part, kind of has a full rotation, and we can move a few guys to the 3 and all that. So, yeah, I think I'm good with just going straight to player progression. So we have Brandon Miller up to an 88, Khan up to an 88, and then you have Naz Reid down overall, which is already unfortunate to start things off. Miles Bridges is down. You got Tijon Salon up, and then Sion James is up, and then Trey Mann is up, and then Liam McNeely is up. So other than that, nothing really else to take note of. But let's go take a look at this rotation. If this were to be how the Hornets were to operate going into next season, if this is what it would look like, I'm sure they'll make more moves, obviously, but let's see what it looks like for now after the LaMelo Ball trade is over and after they've re-signed Kobe White. So looking at this rotation right now, as constructed, this is what it would look like. So Kobe White, Kon Knipple, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Naz Reid, Moussa Diabate, Kalkbrenner, Tijon Salon, Sion James, and Grant Williams. So I'm going to go ahead and move Grant Williams to the 3 because we have a lot of guys sitting at that. Or we can move Salon there as well. Doesn't really, I'll move Grant Williams there for now. Maybe Salon's move it eventually. But for now, we'll go with that. So now you have Tijon Salon, Grant Williams, all that, kind of shifting that around a little bit. We have 2 centers coming off the bench, but I guess we'll just deal with it for now. And then hopefully we can get Chris Anderson and Steinbach involved here eventually. But I'm actually kind of curious to see how this team is going to do. They obviously came off, making the play-in. And something also to mention is that the Hornets have made it to the play-in 3 times with LaMelo. And the, 1 elimination game, they've been blown out every freaking time. So I don't know if the Hornets saw their ceiling with LaMelo not going further than where they've been, and they thought it was best just move on from him now while he had somewhat of a healthy season. I kind of see the vision, but yeah, it could backfire. I'm very excited, though, to see what an Edwards-LaMelo backcourt looks like. We'll do a video on them, of course, as well here soon. But other than that, let's simulate year 1. Let's see what this Hornets team does. Let's see how good they are. And did they make the right decision according to 2K, trading LaMelo Ball and going with what they are going with now? We'll find out. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP. Peterson's your Rookie of the Year. He also wins 6-man. Wemby is your depoy. Wembanyama is your most improved as well. K is your clutch player. Mike Brown, Coach of the Year. And Nathan Mack is your executive. And Cat is your Cup MVP. And here is your All-NBA first team. So I would imagine we don't have anybody on here, but it would be cool if we did eventually. Here's our all-defensive first team and all-defensive second team. And here's our rookie teams. Unfortunately, Chris Anderson and Haynes didn't play too much for us. But next year, I plan on getting them involved very well. So here were your player stats. So you had 24 from Con Knipple, which is great to see. He played 80 games, 20 from Brandon Miller, 15 from Kobe White, 13 from Miles Bridges, 12 and 6 from Naz Reid, and 11 from Tijon Salon, 11 and 7 from Diabate. As far as how we did on the season, we finished up at 39 and 43. So we do finish up as a play-in team, which is all great, but we'll see how far we go in a play-in type of run. Obviously, the Hornets have been here, like I said, a few times, and they've never quite got out of it. So let's see if we can do it this time around. We play Philadelphia in the first round of the first play-in game. Let's see what happens here. So we are going to hopefully go up 1-0 here and get to the second leg, and we'll see if we can beat the Sixers, as we're off to a decent start, it looks like. And as long as we close this out, we are indeed going into another play-in game, so that's awesome. And Khan played so much better. If I remember correctly, he didn't play too well in the play-in games last year. So we get the Cavs now. Now, even if we do beat the Cavs here, we get the right to go play the Knicks, and obviously the Knicks are really tough, so don't really know how far we would go against the Knicks, but hey, you know what? One thing I'll say... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, we didn't blow it. We almost did. But one thing I'll say is the first season without Lamelo, we have made the playoffs. So take that for what you will. And by the way, how is Minnesota doing on the other side with Lamelo? So yeah, Lamelo, Edwards, McDaniels, they signed Sandro because everyone's talking about how the Timberwolves will need a center or a power forward. So I'm curious to see how they'll address that. We'll, deal with that in the next video we do with them. I would assume it's hurt for them, but that's besides the point. That's the other side. The Knicks in front of us, as we are the 8th seed. I would imagine that we probably get swept or gentlemen swept here, but we'll try to give it our best shot. Maybe we surprise them a little bit. So 1-0 goes to the Knicks. Game 2 goes to us. We get a win on the road. Okay. Game 3. Oh, no way. Don't tell me we're going to beat the Knicks, dude. Don't tell me that. That'd be kind of wild. They have no injuries, so I was like, they have to be injured, right? I guess Alvarado's hurt, but no way. 3-1. What is going on? Khan with 36-24. Dude, there's no way we upset the Knicks, right? We don't become the We Believe Hornets all this. We just upset the Knicks in the first round in year 1. That's actually kind of absurd. I'm not going to lie. Wow. I was not expecting anything remotely like that. But now we get to play the Miami Heat, who have Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, who might end up being a Piston based off what the Pistons did on draft night with trading Stewart. They freed up money to do something, and Powell apparently is on their radar. I also gave Giannis more loyalty because he got what he wanted, so it'd be kind of funny if he just walked in one season. But do we upset the Miami Heat as well? They are the higher seed technically, and it's Giannis on the other side. We just beat the Knicks, though, and they were healthy, so I guess anything is possible. They do go up game 1, though. They're up 2-0. If nothing else, I think we just made the Miami Heat's path so much easier. But we can't be mad at it. We just upset the champions, man. We became the We Believe Hornets for some reason. I have no idea how that happened. But you got the Magic and the Heat, so the battle of the Florida teams, in OKC and Minnesota in the conference finals. So LaMelo and Edwards. This is my first time simulating with them. They have made it to the conference finals together. Do they make it to the finals, though? No, they lose to the Thunder, and the Magic beat the Heat. And the Magic go on to win the championship. Holy moly, what a interesting first season simulation, I will say. So I don't know if we have anybody's pick this offseason. There's a chance we might. I think we might have Miami's, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's next year. So we have Miami's, I think, somewhere. So yeah, we have the 21st pick. So it was lottery protected, I believe, and they obviously were in the playoffs. So we also have the Hornet, or the 20th pick via Dallas. We have 2 first rounders to potentially use. Maybe we find a way to trade up in this draft if we want to. We'll have to see on that. But staff signing, I think Charles Lee is good to stay after we just beat the Knicks in the first round. I don't really see any justification to get rid of him. So yeah, let's go ahead and have, oh my gosh, we have 15, 20. I didn't notice we had 15 as well, our own pick. 15, 20, 21, 8, 27, and 30. There's really no reason to draft this many rookies, I would imagine. So we need to go in this draft with a game plan of trying to trade up, I would imagine. So who do we want to walk away with is the question. Probably a playmaker. Like, does Joksimovic make sense? I think he's a good playmaker. So rating... He's got B. Cameron Williams is here. We could play him at the 5 because I really don't know if I believe in Naz Reid as our center, unfortunately, because he's probably going to keep regressing. It's kind of the reality of the situation. I don't know how good George Smith Jr. is at playmaking, but B+. I don't know. We'll see. I think the game plan, though, is to try to trade up in this draft because we just have so many draft picks. There's probably no reason. The Grizzlies apparently have 4, 6, and 7. Wow. Okay. The Grizzlies don't need more picks, that's for sure. Would the Wizards trade down? Probably not. They probably don't either. The Pelicans. I mean, the Pelicans could use a ton. The Kings, would they trade down for number 1? That's kind of a big jump. Bulls was interesting. We could give them some more stuff. Hawks, Rockets, Pacers. We're gonna do something. I don't know who I'm gonna trade with yet, but we're gonna find a partner to trade with because I unfortunately do not want to add this many rookies. So I'm trading every single draft pick I own this draft to see if we can move to 5. More than likely they don't accept this, but it was worth a shot. I probably have to trade one of my future first, but I think I'd be fine with that because we have so many of them. So could we do this like Timberwolves pick swap? And that was good enough. So we give them another first. We give them all the draft picks we basically had in this draft. And now we have pick 5 and we have pick 30 as well, which will probably two-way that last guy. So let's go ahead and see if we can get at pick 5. I really don't even know what I'm looking for here. I just wanted to trade up and get a good player. So Stokes is going to Sacramento. OKC is taking George Smith Jr. Washington's going Cameron Williams. And then Memphis is taking Hugo. All right, so at number 5, we have Caleb Holt. Probably don't need him. I do think I'm leaning towards Stefan Joksimovic to be kind of like our new point guard in the future. I think that's where I'm going to go with this today. So, yeah, that's where we're going with this one. So, Stefan Joksimovic, welcome to the Hornets. I'll play him at point guard. Going to be, I guess I would say, and then we can bring in like Caden Boozer as well at this last pick. I'd feel okay about that. You know, have 2 guards. So, go with that. And then Boozer will two-way for now. And we'll have Joksimovic and Caden Boozer. And then Tijon Salon I'm going to accept. And I'm going to accept Sion James as well. Qualifying offers Brandon Miller. That's going to be a re-sign for me. And yeah, he's not asking for too much money either. Bridges, we'll see on him. Diabate. We do have Kalkbrenner, so I don't know if I bring back Diabate. We'll see, though. So, Salon and Steinbeck, I like that. So, I don't think we need to bring back Miles Bridges. I usually don't. Like, if there's anything that's guaranteed for me when it comes to Hornets rebuilds, I feel like, ever bring back Miles Bridges, unfortunately. He just doesn't progress, so there's really no need to. Trey Mann, I probably am going to trade. I just don't really see a path for him to be a big contributor here. So let's start with that. Let's trade Trey Mann away. I also forgot about Christian Anderson to see what he could become for us in the future. But I still feel good about bringing in Stefan as our starting point guard eventually. And maybe Kobe White's traded out of here for something else, maybe a new center. And then Anderson and Stefan Joksimovic are kind of your lead guards in the future. But for now, I'm just going to dump Trey Mann to the Bulls for a second-round pick in the future. I just wanted to get rid of him, unfortunately. And then Brandon Miller, that's the only other thing I kind of want to do in free agency. So I'm going to give him a $30 million deal a year, and I'd be good about that. And Diabate, I'm going to probably re-sign him as a third-string guy. So there's really no reason not to bring him back unless he signs somewhere else, which he may have, actually. So we could afford someone else, I'll say, but that's fine. We can let Diabate walks. That's no big deal. So we'll do with that, and then this is what we'll look like. So let's go to progression then. Let's see what more improvement we get out of these guys. So you have Knipple up to a 90. It does suck to see Miller going down. McNeely is up to a 79. Salon's up to 79. Now Reed is regressing, which sucks, but I'm not surprised. Steinbeck, and then Anderson's up to a 77. So let's go ahead and get into next season. And we didn't really do too much to like improve in the now, but we're kind of building towards something, and eventually it's all going to come together. Trust me. So Brian cast this at 25th overall. So obviously we weren't very high last year either, and we went pretty far. So this is what you got going on. So you have Kobe White, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller, Tijon Salon, Naz Reid, Kalkbrenner, McNeely, Steinbeck, and then Sion James Anderson. And I'm also going to get Joksimovic some minutes down here as well. So I probably make a shakeup at the trade deadline because I kind of know who I eventually want to get involved here. And that is going to be our best bet. And then I'm hoping Tijon Salon does develop into our power forward. I feel like I've traded him a lot in Hornets rebuilds. Today, I don't plan on doing that. I plan on having him and Steinbeck develop into our power forward rotation. Naz Reid, I'd love to keep him for as long as possible, but I'd prefer if he was a backup. And hopefully he'll stay at least to 79. I can get by with that. But unfortunately, while I think he can work in real life as a starter, I don't think in 2K we can make it work because he keeps regressing. But let's go ahead and get to the trade deadline. Hopefully we're above water where it makes sense to kind of buy on somebody, but we shall find out what's available when we get there. So I decided against making a trade at the deadline because we simply were not good enough to justify doing so. So yeah, this was just one of those disappointing seasons, unfortunately. But here's All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. I would imagine we're probably, not representing anywhere, but maybe we get Joksimovic on here. He didn't play a ton. Actually, he still made it. So did end the season with an injury, but he was still on here, so that's good at least. But as far as stats are concerned, here's what things look like. So you had 22 from Con Knipple, 18 from Brandon Miller, 13 from Kobe White, 12 from McNeely, 12 from Naz Reid, 11 from Joksimovic, and then 9 from Anderson, and then 9 from Salon, 8.5. So very good stuff, but yeah, we sucked this year, unfortunately. So let's see who goes on and win it all. keeping tabs on Minnesota over here, and they are going to make it to the finals with Edwards and Lamelo. Gobert still over there. It's pretty much the same team we saw last year. Do they beat the Magic? And they do. So the Timberwolves get a championship with Lamelo Ball. So as the Hornets representing them here today, we gotta, get something going, because we just, gave Lamelo Ball a ring, I guess, in a way. So here are your retirements, and then this is the offseason of expansion. So let me go ahead and update that. Now, the biggest thing to find out here after expansion is here. Where do we go in the lottery? So we have the 4th best odds. So let's go ahead. I guess we weren't one of those bottom 3 teams, based off the new rules, but they're not here. Just hopefully give me a top pick in this draft, and we get number 1 overall. Really could not have worked out better. That is awesome. So we have the number 1 pick. Very good, because we needed that. Charles Lee, it's kind of weird. I think we were really good last year, beat the Knicks, then we fall off the face of the planet. So who are we going to grab, though, is the question. So we have CJ Rosser. Oh, we might have to draft CJ Rosser, right? Yeah, I don't think this is a question. We could take Marcus Spears as well. Who do we want? So yeah, I mean, it's between one of those two. I have drafted Rosser more than I've drafted Spears, but I like Brandon Miller at the 3. Spears, I guess could in theory play the 4. We really couldn't go wrong with either one, but yeah, we definitely have our franchise savior coming in, it looks like. So we're about to be in a good spot, but let's go to the protection spot of this, and we do have some interesting decisions to make. So interesting. Man, so it's kind of suggesting we don't protect Naz Reid, which really, I feel like I need his salary, though. I don't want to just not protect him. So who is it going to be that we don't protect, though? Is it Kalkbrenner? Unfortunately, I kind of hate to do that, but I feel like I definitely... So I'm fine with Sion James being the one we don't protect. I got to protect Anderson and Joksimovic, obviously. Stein, I'm protecting. McNeely, I want to protect as well. And I want to use Kobe White's salary as well. Oh, man, this is tough. Okay. I think what they're suggesting is probably the right move, but I almost in a way want to, keep Naz Reid's salary, or it could be taken away from us and we could have cap space to go sign a center in theory. Although this is the offseason, we'd probably have to pay Cons. I don't know how much money we'd really actually have. Does he have to get paid this offseason? I'm pretty sure he does. No, he doesn't. So maybe we would have money. This is a gamble to take, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and protect Sion James, and I'm going to unprotect Kobe White. I know this goes against, what the Hornets are doing right now, but we just had a really bad season. If White and Naz Reid are taken away from me, maybe we get a little bit of cap space and overpay a free agent overpay a really good center. I don't know. We'll see. So they're probably both going to get taken from me. If they don't, no big deal. Like, that's fine with me if they're still on the team. But Naz Reid's still here. Kobe White got taken. So we'll still have Naz Reid's salary to use, to do something. But Kobe White is off the board from us. Now, we also have 1, 3, and then 32. But at number 1, I think we just got to take CJ Rosser and not think twice. So welcome to the team, CJ Rosser. We'll probably draft another two-way guy here. So we'll take Mr. Torrey, however you say his name, out of Arkansas. And just kidding, I can't two-way him, but I'll two-way the other guy. So welcome, both of you. Steinbach will accept, and then Sion James I'm going to accept as well. Qualifying offers, Tijon Salon's a free agent. Do we let him go after bringing in Roster? I think we do, unfortunately. I just said I wasn't going to get rid of him today, but here I am. So you do have like Donovan Clingan in free agency, Nicholas Claxton, Bobby Portis, Missy. So there is some, guys to throw an offer at, like Zach Edey I could throw an offer at as well, see if the Grizzlies would match it. But let's scan the trade market first before we do that. But we might come back and circle back and try to throw some money at, one of these guys in free agency if we don't find anything. I do come back to Cleveland's Jarrett Allen, who's on a expiring contract. And of course, as I mentioned, we have Naz Reid's salary to throw at them. And we have our pick from next year, but I think that's a little rich for me for right now. We could throw this guy in here we just drafted, and then we could throw Sion James in here. And then we could probably throw like one more piece in here. Kalkbrenner, I'll probably try to keep out of it so he could be the backup center. And then we could trade Steinbach, but I'm not going to do that either. So let's just trade our pick swap next year to see if that gets the deal done. And it does. So we bring in Jarrett Allen to be the upgrade at the center that we need. Unfortunately, Naz Reid was just not going to be that guy for us. But I'm really liking what this is looking like. We do need a backup shooting guard, it looks like, for the most part. Other than that, you pretty much are set with a 10-man rotation. So I am, unfortunately, going to once again make the decision of letting Salon go, which is interesting. Wasn't planning on doing that, but it is kind of how things worked. So Braden Burries is here in free agency. Don't know why Milwaukee would let him go, but that's something I haven't been able to figure out how to fix, and I'm not really sure what to do with that. But I guess I would have to manually, make sure everyone accepts their rookies. I don't know why I would have to do that, but Some, for whatever reason, 2K is automatically just, declining contracts on the 3rd season of rookie options, which makes no sense. But player progression. You have Joksimovic up to an 83, McNeely's up to an 82, Anderson's up to an 81, Christie's up to an 81, and Steinbach is up to 79. So I think we're well on the path to eventually being a locked and loaded playoff team. It could be as soon as next year, but if we're not this next season, I think the year after that will be a playoff team and maybe even a sneaky contender would be my bet. So once again, power rank does not seem to be super high on us, but that's okay. I still like what the starting 5 is looking like for the most part, and I can't be too mad at it. So you got Joksimovic, Konkanippel, Brendan Miller, CJ Rosser, Jarrett Allen, McNeely, Anderson, Christie, Kalkbrenner, and Steinbach. So I love this quite a bit. Now, the shot tendencies probably need to be moved a little bit because there is a ton of guys that are going to want to score now on this team. So Khan, I'm cool with keeping him pretty high. I want him to have a high shot volume. Jarrett Allen does not need to have a shot volume on this team at all because there's just so many other guys that are going to want to. Rosser obviously will have one right away. Miller we could bring down even further, I guess. Give him like a 70 shot. It sucks to do, but I like Brendan. I would rather Brendan Miller just be an elite role player based off where this team is at. Joksimovic, 87. I might even reduce that a little bit. Let's go like 77. And then Rosser obviously will have a big role with Konkanippel. So we'll see if that ends up being a playoff team. I do think it's very possible that this year we do end up being a playoff team. Does Jarrett Allen want to sign extension yet? He does not. So we'll have to, talk to him in free agency. But Kalkbrenner will. So we'll give him a deal to be hopefully our backup center of the future. Okay. Let's simulate this season. Hopefully good things to come this year. But, like I said, if it's not this year, the next year should be our year. So we'll see, what happens. So it was another struggling year for us, unfortunately, but Rosser does win Rookie of the Year, so at least we have that. So I think the plan is to bring in a new head coach and basically run it back and let the development kind of, just blossom us. I think that's going to be the best bet because I really like what we already have, at home here, but I just unfortunately needed a little bit more time to marinate, I think. So here are your player stats in the season. You had 25 and then 18, 16 and 6 from Stefan Joksimovic, 14 from Anderson, 13 McNeely, 11.5 for Brendan Miller. But yeah, my plan is to basically run this back, keep everybody intact, and I think next year will be a playoff team no matter what. Maybe even a sneaky contender that can go on to win it all if things really go to plan. But here are your retirements. Kyrie retiring a Warrior is interesting for sure. But let's go ahead and get into this lottery. So I think we'll have another good pick here again. I really don't care if we get really lucky here. It would be fun if we did, but we have the 10th pick. So we'll bring in someone that will be depth, but I think Charles Lee is going to go, obviously, after that season as well. I'm going to try to bring in Joe Mazzulla, who's going to be a good coach to bring in. I'll grab Quinn Snyder if we can, and then last we'll go to Mike Brown. So we'll see if we can get one of those guys to accept, and we'll get Mazzulla. We could go Quinn Snyder, but I'll grab Mazzulla to be our new coach of the Hornets. Let's go to draft night. We have pick number 10, so should be able to get something good. Here, 10, 5, 14, and 28. I just have no interest in drafting that many rookies. So let's go see what we can get at pick 10 in this 29 draft. At pick 10, we have Miles Hayes, 6'5" guard. I don't think I've drafted him before. We could take Beckham Black as kind of a developing piece in the future. I'm going to take Miles Hayes here. So we'll bring him in out of Kentucky, and we'll be good with that. So welcome, Miles Hayes. We also walk away with Joseph Hammond, 74 overall. So we'll be called upon if needed, but probably won't be playing in the rotation. Khan and McNeely are both guys I have very much, heavy interest in bringing both of them back, and then especially Jarrett Allen as well. So the Raptors are all in on him, but we're going to make sure to bring him back. I'll give him $20 million a year on a 3-year deal. 4 years, hopefully that's enough. Should be better than the Raptors offer. It is, thank goodness. If we would have lost him, that would have been really unfortunate. But we'll obviously bring Khan and McNeely back, as I said, as well. So everyone's accepting. Don't have to match anything. Everyone's just willing to come back. So that's great. Other than that, you have Anderson, Joksimovic, Miles Hayes, Christie now, McNeely. I mean, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I assume progression is going to look pretty freaking awesome here. So let's see what it's looking like. So yeah, it is looking really good. 87 Joksimovic, 87 Brendan Miller, 87 CJ Rosser. So it's good to see Brendan Miller going up again. He was going down there for a second. Jarrett Allen down to an 84. We can live with that. 82, 82, and then 76 Kajo, however you say his name. I do have a few guys regressing like Kalkbrenner, which is kind of disappointing, but that's okay. We're very top heavy. If this team cannot be a playoff team next year, I would be very surprised. Like I said, I think we're definitely a playoff team, maybe even a contender already. Like, it definitely is possible, but we shall see. So we do have the highest power rank so far of the video at 18th, so that's a good sign. And here is your rotation. I didn't mean to go to 11-man rotation, but we're going to go through 10-man rotations, what I wanted to do. Joksimovic, Concanipple, Brandon Miller, Rosser, Jarrett Allen, Steinbach, McNeely, Anderson, Christie, and Kalkbrenner. Loving the way that looks a lot. So let's go ahead and assimilate through like November 4th, see how we start. So through November 4th, a win, a loss, a win, a win, a win, a loss, and okay, 6-2. That's a good start. I would love to see this start continue, and hopefully, fellas, we are a playoff team at the end of this season. I think we will be. So Jokic wins MVP representing the Warriors, which is interesting because I have CPU resigning aggressiveness really high. So I guess Jokic just didn't want to stay there. His loyalty must be low. Maybe that's something I need to fix. I don't know. But Aiden Diggs, Rookie of the Year. Jordan Smith, 6-man in OKC. Asar's your depoy. Solomon's your most improved, and Edwards is your clutch player. Bench is your Coach of the Year, and Alexander Panel is your executive, and Scoot 1 Cup MVP. So here is your All-NBA first team. We do have CJ Roster making All-NBA third team already, so that is fantastic. 18, 10, and 7. All defensive first team and all defensive second team, and all rookie first team and all rookie second team. So we do end up as the first seed in the East. I told you guys more than likely that this team would be a locked and loaded playoff team, and they absolutely were. So you had 24 from Concanipple, 19 from CJ Roster, 18 and 7 from Stefano Joksimovic. So I think Joksimovic has become that playmaker for us. That kind of replaces Lamelo. 15 from Brandon Miller, 11 from Anderson, 11 and 7 from Steinbach, who is coming off an injury. But how far do we go? Is this going to be a run where we actually win a championship already, or is it going to take some time? So we get to play the Magic, who have had some luck so far today on winning. So let's see if we can stop them here. Game 1 does go to us. We beat them by 8. Game 2 goes to us as well. So far, so good. But we go back to Orlando, and they will lose Game 4, though. This is going to Game 6. So let's see if we can beat them in Game 6, hopefully, and avoid a Game 7. I don't want to lose to the AFC like the Knicks did to us earlier. That would really, be unfortunate. But let's see if we can get past the Magic here, and we do. So we beat them in 6. Definitely a tough series, but we got out of there, which is good. And now we have to play the Boston Celtics, who have, Jaylen Brown still at this point. They also have Chris Anako. They drafted Traore's over there. Anthony Thompson. Tatum still there, not to mention Simons re-signed there. Keita, Proctor, Derek White. So pretty solid team. And we definitely will have our work cut out for us, but let's see what happens. So, Game 1 goes to Boston. They win on the road, but we win our other home game. We got to win on the road now, and we do in Game 3. We blow them out, in fact, and we win both road games. So, and we beat them in 5. So, good start, and now we got Minnesota and Portland on the other side. We get Memphis and Milwaukee here. It is going to be the Grizzlies who will come from the West to the East. And we will be playing against the, I guess it's Timberwolves and Warriors. Not playing against any of them. Yeah, we got to get past where we're at right now. Lamelo and Edwards on the other side. John Collins is in Minnesota now. And now let's see what our opponent looks like. Brandon Miller, I think, picked up an injury, or he did pick up an injury. Now, thankfully, he is only 1 to 2 weeks out, so he definitely could still come back, but we got to obviously, get out of this series alive. We still have good depth, though, so I think we can get there. So we get to play the Grizzlies, who look phenomenal. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so John Morant, Bruce Branch, Collins, Boozer, Zach Edey, Kareem Lopez, Pods. Oh, my gosh, they look amazing. This is a damn good Grizzlies team. Not to mention Gigi Jackson. I think might even be hurt for them right now. Let's send cast Game 1 because I do feel intimidated. I'm not going to lie. Seeing that Grizzlies team on paper was kind of scary. But Game 1 is looking pretty good for us so far, as long as we don't blow it at the end. So we win Game 1, so that's good. Game 1 is taken care of. Do we win Game 2? Yes, we do. Okay, we're chilling so far. So that's good. Do we get Game 3 as well on the road so far? Grizzlies take the lead, though. Let's see if we can hang on and take it back. No, oh, wait a minute. Wow, okay, we took it in overtime. W. So it is 3-0 for us, and Miller is back as well. Perfect timing. We're up 3-0 on this Grizzlies team. Do we beat them in 4? We do. Wow, I did not expect to sweep that team. That was really a damn good looking team on paper. But the fact we got Brandon Miller back for the finals is amazing. I cannot wait to see who we're playing. It'd be justice, or it'd be poetic if we played the Timberwolves, obviously, with Lamelo on the other side. But it might be the Warriors. And, it's going to 7. It is the Timberwolves. No, it's the Warriors. Okay, so Jokic on the Warriors. I briefly looked at their team, but they have DiVincenzo, Ace Bailey's there too, with Ryan Dunn, Declan Duru, Wallace, Porzingis. Looking at it, to me, Jokic is definitely the guy to be the most scared of. Like, Ace Bailey's good, don't get me wrong, but Jokic is definitely doing the heavy lifting here. So We should have enough to beat this team, but we'll see what happens. So game 1 goes to Golden State as I say that. So we lose on the road. So let's simcast game 2. I don't even want to take any chances. I said that we could be a sneaky contender this year, and that is holding up. Let's take advantage of being here already. And we are going to win 107-93. So that is awesome. Let's see if we can win game 2 as well. Or sorry, game 3. This is game 3 now. And we lost game 1. So if we can go up 2-1, we'd be right back in a great advantage spot. And we are going to go up 2-1. Do we beat them and go up 3-1? No, it's a tied series. Okay, so now back to simcast on the road in game 5. It's a big one to get. We start off hot in the first quarter. It looks like we're going to win this one pretty easily as long as we don't blow the lead. And we are going to go up 3-2 with a heavy advantage. So all we got to do now is just take them out, man, and win this championship, bring it to Charlotte. And I think we have home court advantage in this game 6. So it would be pretty awesome to win this, celebrate in front of our home fans, and this video off with a championship in Charlotte. But the Warriors are not going to go away so easily. It is a close one down the stretch, but I think we have hung on. So I think we jump in and watch the end of this, play it out, and make sure we hang on and bring a championship to Charlotte. All right, so I'm going to play this out. We're going to be up 5 here, and we're going to get a screen from Brandon Miller to start things off. I got Chris Anderson, who feels fast. Ooh. That was a nice steal by Casey Wallace. I was going to try to kick that in the corner to Jarrett Allen, which I didn't realize it was Jarrett Allen, by the way. But it's a 3-point game just like that. So that was not a good possession by me to start things off. Let's give this to Joksimovic. Let's be better this time around. And we are going to get a dunk at the basket. So there we go. We get those 2 points back. That was really unfortunate last possession by me, but that one went so much smoother. Now let's set our defense a little bit better this time. Although we did give Jokic a good shot contest on that last shot. So 3 from the Warriors. Okay, that was a big miss. If they would have made that, that would have been really unfortunate. So Jokic fouls. That sends Jarrett Allen to the free throw line. And first one is going in. Big free throw. That should put us up 7. If we can make the second one. And boom, perfect release. There you go. So 7-point game with 30 seconds left. We just need a stop here. And Jokic got down pretty fast. So, all right, let's inbound this to, I guess, Joksimovic. Let's see if we can get him to the free throw line. DiVincenzo back in the Warriors is going to foul. Obviously, new Warriors team now. See if we can make this first one. First one is in. And let's see if we can make this second one as well. And second one's in as well. There we go. So Warriors are not calling those timeouts still. This time, let's try to get back on defense and not let them get like that free layup like they did earlier. DiVincenzo shooting a contested. Okay. Sure. I don't even know how he made that. We might be able to. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about trying to go to the rim, but it's probably better we just got fouled and try to get these free throws in. So again, making the first one. I'm doing good at hitting my free throws. Sometimes I struggle with that. And oh, there we go. As I said, we struggle. I miss it. So it's a 5-point game though. We have not been able to get it. Dude, the fact that DiVincenzo made that last 3, like, I really can't even do anything about that. So shout out to DiVincenzo. That was just insane. So, okay. Roster's back on the floor. Should have probably been out here to begin with. They're going to go to Ace Bailey in the corner for 3, and they're going to miss it. But Jokic gets the offensive rebound. Ace Bailey again. He makes it this time. Okay. This game just got interesting. So they're going to try to foul. Khan is going to go to the free throw line this time around. All right, we just got to make one of these at least. Actually, both of them would obviously be the better thing to do. And it's such a slow shot. And honestly, my timing was off. Just got to make the second one. So I'm going to keep this in mind this time. There we go. So I made the second one. I'm really pissed I missed that first one. That was an easy release that I should have been able to get down. But just got to get a good contest here. And decent contest. You know what? The tip in doesn't do anything to us. Let's just get this inbound cleanly. Just throw it to the other side of the court. Shoot it. It's out of our hands. And we almost made that. But just like that, there was a path to blowing that, but we hung on. That's what matters. So the Lamelo Ball era is over in Charlotte. Was it a good decision or not? Time will tell. But thank you guys for watching. I cannot wait to see Lamelo and Anthony Edwards together. That's going to be fun. But this is Crushables. See you on the next video. I'm saying peace.